Hi guys, welcome to New Zealand. I'm here in the Gibbston Valley, which is the home of our Peregrine operation. Many of you are probably familiar with me, but I'm Fraser McLaughlin, owner, CEO and second generation in Peregrine Wines and Mohua Wines. The wine industry in New Zealand hasn't been operating for very long, so it gives us a lot of freedom to sort of explore what we can do here in this country and what our sites can do without any sort of limitation on what we can grow and how much we can grow. Well, we're underway with the 2021 season, so we're at sort of an crucial early growth stage. The season started really well, as you can see by the day that we're in at the moment. We've had some fantastic growing conditions with great sunlight. We're partway through the frost season and we've so far safely navigated that. We've had great periodic early rain that's built up a good bank of soil moisture, and then we've had beautiful clear sunny days so far and a lot of sunlight to enable these vines to really get underway with a great start to the season. We're in Central Otago, down in the deep south of the South Island of New Zealand, in the southernmost wine growing region in the world. So Central Otago is made up of a number of sub-regions. We're here in the GIBBSTON Valley, which is where our winery is. The rest of our grapes are grown in BENDIGO, which is further east and the lowest in altitude. And the remainder of our vines come from an area called PISA, which is near BENDIGO, just across the lake, so slightly north of BENDIGO. And it fits in between the GIBBSTON and BENDIGO conditions. And the major challenges here really are the risk of frost, but we also get the benefit of being a really dry, high altitude climate too. So that lowers the disease risk and makes organic winemaking a much more feasible option for us. My first experience in the wine industry was putting posts in the ground with Dad out at BENDIGO. It's been exciting to see that evolution, and it was going to take a pioneer to try vines in that region, and Dad was prepared to take that risk, and we're now starting to reap rewards because we have had the longest period of time getting to know that area and the piece of land there. And it's a site that's really important to our operation. It's our core vineyard estate and provides the majority of the fruit that we put into our Peregrine products.
It's hard to believe sometimes. I've sort of pinched myself to think that it was only 20 years ago that we came here and there was really nothing here other than a couple of rabbits and 2 pine trees.
I think I'd struggle to get them back inside for too long these days. The meetings seem to be shorter and shorter, or they seem to be let's go and meet over the tractor instead of in the boardroom, you know.
Good view.
Stunning view,
Hey?
Isn't it? I mean, this is what we're looking to plant in about 2 weeks' time, so the block's looking good, Dad.
It is, yeah. So 15 hectares, so it's going to be a major contributor. We get the sunlight first thing in the morning. It's in sunlight all day. It's slightly tempered in regard to heat because we're up another 80 metres.
Yep.
So I think we're going to get this lovely, long, drawn out, good hang time.
Yeah.
So we're going to be growing Sauvignon Blanc, a little bit of Pinot Gris, and then the balance of the block will go in Pinot Noir.
Organic winemaking is basically an attitudinal thing. So you shift from a conventional approach where you are dealing with issues after they've happened and you can fix up disease, for instance, with a synthetic spray. With organics, you have to have a mind shift where you're operating ahead of any issues that might come about, and it's a much more preventative approach.
We've learned massive amounts, and I think also, like, you notice now that the thinking about doing things naturally and organically is sort of embedded within the guys in the team as well.
Well, some people that haven't seen it operate in any other way other than what our direction is now, isn't it?
No, it's exactly right. We're fortunate to have people on the vineyard now who have never even seen a spray. The ability to produce your own compost and have the luxury of the extra land that's allowed us to have sheep and cattle, and Jude with the chooks and integrate those into the running of the vineyard. Initially it was quite like a fun thing to do, but it's quite quickly turned into something that's an integral part of our operational plan.
Well, it is. Conservation's really important to us as a family and as a business. Peregrine's named in honour of the New Zealand falcon, the Karearea, which is part of the Peregrine family. You can see that from our wine labels being designed and named after native New Zealand birds. Yeah, 2020 was a really interesting season actually, but it was a fantastic one. So we had a great start where we managed to avoid any serious frost issues. So we got off to a nice start and then had pretty consistent growing conditions right through late spring, early summertime, which was great. We had a good fruit set and we ended up with a good quality and good quantity crop. Yeah, it's been an interesting year, right? So we managed to get hitched in late January and get away on a honeymoon, Charlotte and I, and then we kicked off our harvest, and 2 days later the government put our whole country into a full lockdown, but the wine industry was considered essential. So it was a real sort of family harvest.
And we got some lovely purity in the wines, so that ripening wasn't rushed for the 2020 season, and we had that beautiful hang time. So I think, yeah, lovely balance and just a nice elegance to all the wines.
It's lovely to hear you talk like this, Fraser, given all the moaning you did 17 years ago when you were planting these things.
Hey, well you, that's a fair point. Well, you used to make me get on the hand auger and drill these holes to put the vines in, and a number of times I tore the skin right off my knuckles doing that.
Oh dear, dear, dear.